Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So it looks like I'm going to be ripping apart the gauge cluster and center console all over again so that we can put in some nice new LEDs. I know the stock lighting works perfectly fine, but it's a little dim, so I thought I'd update it with some nice LEDs. I got myself a whole bunch of number 74 LEDs, which is applicable to, I guess, all the 1990 to 91 Civics and CRXs. So if you have an 88, 89, you may need different bulbs, but this is going to be applicable to a 1990 to 91. Anyways, I'll show you guys the before, and then we're going to basically go get on with the install, and then we'll see how it looks like afterwards. So let's get to work. Alright guys, so here's the cluster, not lit up yet. Same with the climate control and the personal box, and as well as the cigarette lighter. Here is it lit up. So that's what it looks like right now, stock. And it looks like it's burnt out here and a little bit burnt out like in the middle right there. Yeah, so this is the before. We're going to get on with the install now, and hopefully this looks good afterwards. All right, so with the gauge cluster, there's a couple of little tabs here that you got to pop off with a flathead, and then there's two Phillips screws behind here. And there's another Phillips screw in here and another one here. After you've done all the Phillips screws, you just have to disconnect the harnesses for the buttons. So you just lift it forward and then disconnect it from behind. Comes right off. Next, you're going to want to remove your cluster now. There's a couple of harnesses clipped on here, so you want to disconnect those. There's the cluster. So, for the bulbs, for this cluster, there are two on the top here. And then you're going to be changing all the brown ones. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. You don't want to change any of these other black ones because those are just for the blinkers and all the signal lights and all the, I guess, engine check light and all that kind of stuff. So you don't need to change those. You just need to change the brown ones and these two black ones. And it's pretty straightforward. So we'll do one as a demonstration. You just twist it, bulb comes out. Then you pull it out with some clean hands, obviously. I'm wearing gloves so that I don't contaminate these bulbs because you can keep them for later. And here's my bag of LEDs. There you go. Fits in like that. And you twist it back. So you would want to, you do want to do this to all of them, and then you have to check to see if they all light up because these are a little bit polarity sensitive. Now, before you put everything back, you want to test it to make sure that this lights up, or every bulb lights up. So I'm just going to plug everything back except for the speedo. So they're not all fully lit. Alright, so this is what it looks like after I've installed the LEDs. Much brighter, much whiter, looks really good. Can't really do anything about the amber because the amber part is actually going through the top two here that just beam some light down. So it's always going to stay that color unless you somehow modify and clean up the top so that it's pure white, but that's fine. It looks really good. Now I'm just going to put this part back together because it is all complete. As you can see, off and on. Looks really good. So the easiest way to basically check these is have your cluster kind of flipped up like this and just keep checking all the bulbs until every single bulb lights up. Alright, so with the center console, we've done this many times already. It's just two screws on the top here, one on each side, one on the side here, and two over here. So 6 screws in total, and then this thing pops right out. So behind here, there's a couple bulbs We're only going to replace one of them because I only have 3 bulbs left. 2 are going to be for the climate control, so we're only going to basically replace what's visible, which is this little bulb right here, for the cigarette lighter. Alright, so the cigarette lighter one lights up. So with that done, this could be set aside. And now we're going to basically be working on this stuff. So I'm going to pop this faceplate off. I don't want to scratch my new deck faceplate. So we need to drop the deck first, and then we can gain access to this. So 2 screws, and then gently slide this out and lower the deck. What I would do is just unplug it. There we go, unplugged. All right, so to drop the climate control, you see this screw, you gotta remove this screw so that the whole thing will drop. It's actually held on by a bracket back here. And then there's obviously the 3, 1, 2, 3, and that will drop the climate control. All right, so with the climate control dropped, there's 2 bulbs. There's one right here, and there's another one right down here. This is probably the easiest one to get, so you just twist this one off, and then the bottom one is probably easier to get some pliers to get it out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then we'll plug in some bulbs just to show you. Alright, so with this, I've replaced the bulbs, and they're super bright, as you can see. And you can detach this front piece to get access to this bottom bulb here. As you can see, it is detached. However, with the face on, everything is blue. Watch. Well, as you can see, it's all reflecting blue. And the reason being is that on the back here, there's like a blue tint there. And in order for me to get it to be nice and white and bright, I'm gonna have to remove this blue tint. And I don't really want to do that because this is OEM. So I might just swap it back to the original bulbs because it was actually white. Alright, so because this turned blue when I put in the white LEDs, because of the back, I decided to go back to just the regular bulbs. So we do have extra LEDs, so we're gonna swap out this one for the ashtray. Alright, so there's the new lights. This one stayed the same because I didn't want to change it because it looked odd blue. There's the LED on this and LED on here. I think it looks pretty good. Super bright. Alright guys, so while we're in the process of changing everything to LED bulbs, I decided to change my dome light as well as my trunk light to these LED festoon bulbs, and they're really bright. Alright, check this out guys. That is really bright. That's the dome light bulb. And here's the trunk light. Super bright. Alright guys, so everything's back together now and we have nice LEDs in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to switch the climate control to LEDs, but I'll have to look up a solution for that maybe sometime later. It is like the dimmest thing in the dash now. Anyways, that's it for this install guys. I hope it helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!